Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another session on Lousy Gamer. And today it's a War and Order video. So it's an interview. Who am I going to interview today? The game name is Perfector. In real life, he's called David. Great guy. The interview was really good. So a lot of informative things we shared, and I hope you all will like. So he comes from the top alliance in the realm 3 that I play. It's SIC. It's definitely something that I look forward to interviewing SIC players. So why I like SIC is because it's a good example just happened when the Void Wars just done. If you listen to this interview in one of the questions, Perfector, aka David, just mentioned about how they maintain their winning streak, right? So 100%. He almost jinxed it when Realm 3 was against Realm 27, starting from 2 days ago. Just ended. It was a roller coaster ride. So for Realm 3, I wouldn't say a roller coaster ride. It was epic, right? I mean, what happened was when the Void War started, ported, 27 ported to 3, and some people from 3 ported to 27, and Realm 3 was in a big lead. It's like super big lead. And then slowly 27 started to take lead, and it was crazy lead, and then they were like almost 1,000,000 points away from Round 3's points. So Round 3 was almost in the verge of losing, and then great players from SIC and also Zep, everybody stepped up. Zep lost tons and tons of troops, and everybody in Round 3 lost quite a lot. But you know what? At the end of the day, Round 3 won this Void War. So that's really great, and I think most of the credit should go to SIC and also Zep for his individual contribution. So that's the reason why I feel like this interview will be really good, because he's going to talk a lot about SIC and things that they do and how to build a perfect winning alliance and so on. So catch this interview, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. And if you like the video at the end, please hit that thumbs up button. So without any further delay, here you go. David, the Perfector from SIC. Thank you. Hi David, Perfector, the game name. Thanks for joining for an interview. Definitely a lot of things that we want to learn from you. And I really appreciate the time you've taken to join us.
Yeah, thank you as well for arranging this.
So usually I start with a very standard question to all the players. The reason why I ask this is to establish the time that you have spent in the game, which also tells people how long you've been playing and how much of knowledge you have gained. So how long have you been playing War and Order?
I think it's quite long, probably about 2 years plus when the game first started. So when I started it, I think automatically I got into Realm 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think realms 1 to 5, I think they were the very first few realms that popped up in this game, if I'm not wrong.
You said you're from Realm 3, and that's a realm I play as well, so really honored to talk to you. And talk to me about your alliance. I think you now represent one of the, the top alliance in the realm. So do you want to walk us through about the alliance and even your journey in Realm 3, if you want to?
Currently, I'm in SIG. It's a short form for Sikari. Currently, yes, no doubt we are the top alliance in the realm. But things change and everything. People doing elite wars or doing even void wars, we tend to lose power and everything. So, I mean, to us, being number one doesn't make a big deal. Besides, I think the most important is the togetherness that we have. So I started out playing this game in a Singapore guild.
Mm-hmm.
So it started out with a Singapore guild, just a few of us and everything. Then more or less, when things started to get better, more players came in, and we joined this, and we named this alliance called War and Order. It was actually WAO. Then they changed it to a Bandit, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, correct. Yeah, so Bandit King was the leader and everything. And I left the Bandit Alliance. I joined SIG. Then ever since then, I just remained in SIG.
And anything that you want to highlight about your alliance?
I think the good thing about our alliance in the game is the activity. I would say that in terms of participation, we are quite good. Not only that, I think there are still active players around. They help each other. I think really one thing good about SIG, which I realized when I first joined, is that they really help a lot of players. So, for example, if you are a C27 and if you need resources going to C28, you just shout it out, and someone from SIG, they will actually do like a mass message to everyone, say, okay, we have 1 week to buff up this person. So you can either send supplies, or you can offer up farms to that person who is in need of resources. So I think it was a very short span of time. We buffed up a lot of castles from C27 to C30 within like 2 to 3 months.
Wow, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, that's pretty quick. Correct.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think you mentioned it right. The teamwork is definitely important, and the alliances in each realm exhibits these traits, and that's the reason why you guys are on top of the table. So, talking about people, do you have any people in your mind that you want to give a shout out to? Because it could be the most respected player, or it could be the friendship that you have maintained for a few years. Do you want to give a shout out?
Of course, shout out to all the Singapore players that are in the game. Even though we may be of different alliances and everything, but I think we still maintain that mutual respect and the mutual friendship that we have. So I don't know about for the rest, but for me, I won't attack any Singapore players. I mean, I am not being biased or what, but I think it's just part of me. So people like the Bandit King, there's also Cole Silver from my previous alliance. Then of course there is Nong Poi. By the way, Nong Poi's name is Derek. Yeah. So there is this person called XUAN. XUAN is a Chinese name called Xuan Xuan, but in real life it's Chris. And for us, game aside, we like to just do meetups for coffees and for dinners, and just a short meetups. Besides the Singaporean group, of course, there are other people as well, like Zep. Yeah, he's a pretty good player. I pretty like how things are being run in SIG by King Arthur. I think he has shown exemplary leadership, and he gets the people participating. He gets the people active.
That's, I think, definitely all the people who are worth of shout out. Thanks for doing that. So let's talk about some game aspects and the Realm Invasion and Void Wars. It's not new anymore. It's relatively new, I would say. What's your take on those two events?
Realm Wars and for the Realm Invasion and for the Void Wars, right?
Yep.
Correct. Okay. Actually, in all honesty, there was a period of time where I wanted to quit the game because it was getting all messy and everything, and there were lots of people quitting as well. Also, thankfully, the developers came up with these two events.
Yep.
First of all is the Realm Invasion. So actually, that got a lot of participation from even members who actually left the game. They came back to play because of this new activity where it's a cross-realm battles and everything. So first Realm Invasion was really good. I think it was also the crucial point because where our realm, we were in a bloody war with each other. So basically, the top 3 to 4 alliances, they were killing each other. So I believe this Realm Invasion war, I would say, united all of us. We came to a conclusion that let's not fight each other, let's not waste our troops on each other. Since there is Realm Invasion coming in, let's work together. Let's combine our forces and everything, and let's kill another realm. And when the first realm war started, until now, for the Realm Invasions, I think we have a perfect score of 100%. So I think that goes to show that Realm 3's unity is there. we are a force to be reckoned with. There are still active players. That's the good thing about it. We still enjoy banters, jokes, chit chats, and everything with all Realm 3 players. Then, of course, there's Realm Wars, which is a totally different thing altogether. I think Realm Wars also helped a lot in a way that this enabled us to port into another realm's territory. And this territory is basically the whole map. So you're able to roam freely and everything. So I think this caused a lot of excitement as well for a lot of players as well. So
I heard about this funny episode. A lot of people have shared. So it was the one of the wars where you guys got ported to the biggest alliance and the biggest player in the whole game, OCD. When you guys went there, everybody in that alliance got bubbled. Even the biggest player got bubbled. Is that true? Or you want to talk us through what happened?
Yes, it's actually quite funny. But all due respect with OCD, they are a strong alliance. We know who they are. I believe they know who we are as well.
Okay.
Of course, we did some research as well. We know who are their top guns. We know how they play the games. I believe we have ever watched a Facebook post of the Elite Wars, which they have posted as well. So we know what we are up against with. I think the good thing is that we were all prepared. Given that respect to OCD, we had to prepare.
Yep.
So in fact, a lot of preparations were made, a lot of discussions, how we're going to do it, how should we counter and everything. So even for myself, I had actually arranged to meet up with some Singapore players. We actually intended to, just do a quick meetup, have dinner, then go for a quick massage. Then we will actually play the Realm Invasion with OCD together. So when it happened in the end, we were all excited. We were all puffed up. We were all said, okay, it's time. Let's go and everything. We expected OCD to be around, and true enough, they appeared. I would say I do not know what is their full strength, but they were quite heavily in numbers. The only thing was that we only saw OCD and not the other alliances that were in that realm as well. We were what I thought that was OCD would have gone to other alliances in that realm and probably proposed, like a NAP.
Okay.
Yeah, just for this realm invasion. But they came alone. And I was quite surprised. So we were all geared up and ready. And when it first started, there was a bit of action in a way that they were heading for the main castle city, and so did we as well. Also, then as things for about 5 to 10 minutes, there was some a little bit of action. After that, apparently, I think most of their castles were all bubbled up, especially their leader. I believe that the leader is the one that has the highest power in the whole War and Order game.
Yep.
Yeah, correct. So he was bubbled up. I think he himself knew that he was the number one target as well. So and to be honest, we had like 20 guys looking at his castle at every second, just waiting for the bubble to disappear. And we were all just speeding and just to we don't care about losses. We just want to have fun. We just want to do stupid things together. We just want to go in, kill, have fun.
Yep.
Yeah, correct. So we were a bit surprised that they all bubbled up. We thought that probably this was like a strategy they were trying. So we stayed on for about 1 hour. And after 1 hour, they were still bubbled up. So after that, I guess where we came to a midpoint, I think about 1.5 hours later, when we knew that even though if OCD had taken the throne back, the main castle city, they wouldn't have accumulated the points to win the war. Yeah, so that's when we pretty much relaxed ourselves and we just got back to what we were doing.
And I think this is definitely a David versus Goliath kind of war. Even SIC kind of prepared well. It is against the big team and well-known team. I think I don't know, 1 in a million chances that this will happen again, where SIC is going to meet OCD. But if that happens again, that would be really a good war.
Yes. I agree. I mean, we have played OCD in Elite Wars before, and they really do pack a punch. I believe we lost that Elite Wars with them. So, like what I said, they are the top team in the whole War and Order game. So, respect to that as well. They earn the right to be the top. They have also they won us an EW, but all things being fair and equal, we have our share of the winning rights as well, and the bragging rights. So I think that realm wars, that realm invasion really did help our realm as well.
Let's talk about the alliance type of game, right? So these type of games, there are plenty, and in one of the games that I play, we have seen that in any given realm or the region, we call it in that game, if you have too many friendlies, you would actually get into a very lose interest mode. So you don't have any at the weekends. If you don't have Void Wars or Realm Invasions, you pretty much do nothing. You play other monster events and so on. So do you think it will happen to Realm 3, given that most friendlies are here, we know each other? What's your take on that?
I think it's really two sides of the coin. I think going back to day one when Realm 3 was really active, it was really like a Game of Thrones. There are like many alliances. Today I'm your friend. 3 months later, I will backstab you. I will join your enemy, and I will attack you and everything. So we have gone through 2 years of wars, 2 years of fun. Enemies became friends, friends became enemies, enemies became friends again. So I think to your question, I think it is good and bad. When it comes to a point that there's nothing to attack, no one to attack to, people get bored. Because technically there is non-aggression pact for all alliances in the realm. So I'm like, okay, what do I hit? So we're like, okay, so what do we do now? Do we be farmers? Are we playing Farmville? I think ultimately this is a war game. So we have seen good players leave the game as well, sadly, because of Slash Wars and everything. Good ones have stuck around. So I think it's good that even though we have an agreement between the big alliances in Realm 3 now, it's good that the developers saw that many people have left the game due to such conflicts and everything. So it's good that they have actually introduced such wars, which is inter-realm wars. I think this has, in a way, given us something to look forward to whenever the weekend comes or whenever there's events and everything. Yeah, correct. So I think it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, our realm is peaceful. There's nothing much to hit at all. But on the other hand, we always look forward to events like Elite Wars, Realm Invasion, and even Void Wars. The only downside is that probably if they could reduce the cooldown time of the Void Wars, because the Void Wars it's a 30-day cooldown. Yeah, so if they can do it like fortnightly, I think that would be good as well also. Yeah, and of course, ultimately, when players play the game and everything, they are looking for events and everything. So it has happened a few times where the Realm Invasion Wars falls on a non-kill event. So a lot of people, I would say the opponents as well, so they will not be so much willing to to engage in any battles because they're afraid of losing troops and everything. Yeah, so probably this is also another note to the developers that probably they can reconsider making Realm Invasion Wars only on kill events, time slots and everything like that.
Yeah, so that people get more motivated to earn points right now, as you said.
Correct. Ultimately, right now we are just going for events, rankings and everything. Of course, the rewards are good as well also. So yeah, I mean, that's what I think is keeping the current bulk of players happy at the moment. Lately, we have quite a few influx of other realm players joining our realms as well. So that's a very good sign as well. At least I would say the main core of the leaders in realm 3, they are trying to preserve our realm and also create the interest in our realm, so that other players in other realms, they are probably dead as well. They will come into our realm and they can enjoy the kind of activity that we have as well.
Yep, that sounds good. And since you touched the topic on the suggestions to the developers, is there anything else that you want to cover? So I think this is a definitely great suggestion. Like, tie the points to the realm invasion, where people, they're willing to lose the power to earn the points. So is there anything else of that sort that you want to add to the list?
The game is evolving every day. Ever since they came up with this event, I believe it has helped significantly in creating the interest again. Yeah. So, of course, if they could probably do more things, which I know is quite impossible, probably like realm mergers, but I do not know what would be, if they do merge realms, what would be the plus point or what would be the negative point of it. But I think merging realms is quite a good idea. I believe a lot of people have been asking about merging realms. So yeah, because we have received feedback also as well from like Facebook pages and posts and everything. I believe there are a lot of realms out there as well that are only left with 1 or 2 alliances that they are getting bored as well.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, that's definitely a good point.
Yeah, correct. And also probably suggestion is that I came to realize that there's this portal gate that they created long time ago. The portal gate is actually quite redundant. I really do not know what. I mean, I have only seen it being used like 3 times or 4 times, but subsequently a lot of people don't use the portal gate anymore. So probably they can look into that, and probably they can use the portal gate for Void Wars as well.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Correct.
That sounds good. Thanks for the suggestions. So now you're talking about newer players as well. As we've seen that a lot of players quit, and now they are coming back again because of Void Wars and Realm Invasion. And there are newer players also joining in the newer realms. And I think you've crossed 2 years now, and a lot of things might be very basic for you, but these people are still looking for any tips and tricks of the game. So if you meet a new player, so hypothetically speaking, you walk in and then you meet the guy who wants to play, what would be your tip to that player? What are the main focus areas that this player needs to look into when they're starting the game?
Okay, first of all, this game has 2 types of players. One are coiners that purchases gems, and those that are non-coiners. So it really depends. But ultimately, this is a war game. You are not here to build pretty little farms, pretty little huts and houses. It's a war game. I would advise them, build up fast, get as much resources as you can. This is a team game as well. And don't be afraid to ask your teammates for help and everything. And always, play smart. I would say there are a lot of times in the past where me, myself, and probably other fellow alliance members, where we have done quite stupid things. But it's all good. I mean, we have learned our lesson before. Play smart. This is an alliance. This is a team game. So whatever you do, always get your alliance to help. As in terms of troops, of course, you can build up as much as possible as well also. And ultimately, if you are a small castle, do not try hit a big castle. I think that's the number 1 logic. Yeah, correct. Yeah, do not bite off what you can't chew. That is the main logic. And even if you do want to bite off something that is bigger, always do it with other team members around. Yeah, try not to go in solo or what. Yeah, so build up fast, train more troops, and also play smartly.
Okay, that's definitely a good starting point for everyone to focus on certain things. So thanks a lot for a lot of these tips, and we are close to end of this conversation. I would just like to check with you if you have any final thoughts before we end this interview.
We just probably just like to say thank you as well for interviewing me, and also thanks to the community as well. Also, I believe the community in round 3 is pretty active as well. Also, I mean, for other realms also, I believe they are pretty active. So probably a shout out to other realms as well. Feel free to look us up. Feel free to issue a realm invasion against us. We are more than welcome to get any realms that want to challenge us in the realm invasion wars. Also, look out for us in Void Wars. We are always active. So that's about it. And we will still continue to play the game, even though that now it's more quieter and everything. But I believe the devs, the developers, they are beginning to incorporate new stuff, and I'm looking forward to see what new things they can bring to the game.
Yep, that sounds good. I think thanks again for this wonderful message. So far, I've been only interviewing round 3, and I think this is again an open quote to everyone and say, hey, you guys can also approach me to be interviewed if you are from other realms, and this will be interesting to hear from other realms as well. Hope we can also get more interviews. And thanks a lot for your time again, and you have a good weekend, and we'll catch up soon. Bye.
Okay, cheers. Thank you.